The sunroof opens! Oh my god! Something really special happened to me today, and well, there's only one way to show you. Remember that 2012 Seat Ibiza I had in the last video? Well, it's kind of transformed, and I don't know how, but it's turned somehow into this 2019 Seat Ibiza. Very strange indeed. But while we have it here, let's take a look. Oh, it didn't magically transform. I've just taken another Seat Ibiza to take a look at, and this is the newer version, the 2017 to current. This here being a 2019 version, which is in absolutely fantastic condition. As you can see, it's basically the same design as the 2012, but they've just made it a little bit gruntier and sportier. Instead of it looking like a cat at the front, where the eyes were before, it now looks like a cat which has been mauled in a fight and is raring to go once again. A tiger maybe of some sort, or a leopard. But yeah, these lights look fantastic. See what I mean? They work in daytime and they look class. It's like it's staring at me. It's like it's trying to kill me. I'm gonna walk away now. And even better at night with the daytime running lights on, which work in the daytime. It's really strange. Really cool LEDs on these as well. The only problem with LEDs on cars like this now is that you need a degree in physics to change them, which is really irritating. This specific car here has rims on it. Obviously all cars have some sort of rims, but these rims are very cool. I really like this spokiness, but they've got weird spokes because, as you can see, some are longer and some are shorter, but these look really slick. This pack that's on this is a sports pack and it just looks fantastic, but it's not overdone like some of the cars are. You can see as well down here the lines kind of imitate the 2012, which is cool. And I like these black mirrors, kind of just with the they offset, same as the black roof, a lot like on the last one, but they kind of make the black mirrors make it stand out. And now I'm just waffling about mirrors. Let's quickly move on before I get sidetracked here. Coming around back, again, looks very similar to the last one, just a bit more square and jagged, as you can see around the lights here. I actually really like this though. It's not as curvy and kind of timid looking as the old one. And down the bottom here, they've decided to go with black indented here to make it kind of look like a sports diffuser from the back. And obviously the rear light is a little bit bigger, and it's got one of the BMW women's nipples, which obviously you would have seen at some point on a BMW or on some sort of... No, I'm not going to make a comment about a UNICEF video for £2, but let's move on. So yeah, this is the car. It looks fantastic and it's really nice. There's nothing more to say about it, other than the fact that that sunroof is actually a sunroof. In terms of boot space, it's about the same as a Polo. It's fine. They do have these nice things here to hook whatever you need to, and you've got all of your stuff under here, which if I can open, you know, your spare tire and everything. I assume it's a space saver. Is it a space saver? It's not. It's a real tire. That's class. Moving on to the inside of the car, or as some people call it, the interior. It's just basically the same as the 2012, but it's been upscaled a lot in terms of tech and quality. These seats, for example, give a lot of lumbar support, are really nice. Much more sporty feel than the 2012, and actually a little bit more comfortable, including the headrests. Really nice. The steering wheel, much more of a sporty feel. It's got that kind of flattened out bottom ever so slightly, and this really cool TriStar type thing that they've obviously stolen from BMW. Sorry about that. And they've done something really cool here that they didn't do in 2012, which is they've put the controls for the steering wheel on the steering wheel, which is really nice. This one's the 5-speed automatic. Everything's really nicely placed. You've got your cup holders here in the middle. You've got a little bit of storage here on, I guess, what was intended to be an armrest, but you know, it slides forward and back, which is really, really nice because you can get it in the right position for you, to where you want. But it does make a bit of annoying, yeah, it does make a little bit of an annoying complication, because if I move this the whole way forward, now it's kind of in the way of the, yeah, can't grab that, and should stop doing that because that looks kind of weird. But anyway, you have an armrest for long journeys, which is really, really cool. This newer version is keyless entry with the start stop, which is really, really nice. And they've also upgraded to a full touchscreen display, which I'll walk you through. Essentially, you've got your navigation, you've got all of your Bluetooth controls, your auxiliaries, and everything that you need on this screen. It'll also give you vehicle information. There's something called transit, which I guess helps you beat speed limits or something. I'm not really sure. So everything that you need to do, you can do from here, which is really cool. Very German. You've got your light controls down here to the left of the steering wheel. Now, you've still got the same 3 options for your air conditioning here, and that's just the way Seat do it. And again, the dash is kind of slightly tinted or tilted towards the driver to give you that kind of performance driving feel, which is really, really nice. And I like the lack of buttons, but also the fact that it's got these hotkeys here on the screen. It's also in the middle. You've got your normal digital display, which hasn't changed much from the 2012 version, except that it does give you a few different things that you can do in there, and it gives you a little bit more information. In the middle here, you've got a nice place to store your phone, as well as 2 USB ports and the auxiliary. So there's more than enough here, especially when you're looking at a car that is about the same price as a Polo. I think, I know I said the same with the 2012 version, but I think Seat has done it again, which is, this is VW quality, VW engines, and VW everything for the same price as a Polo. And this is a very tidy 1.2 TFSI, so it's very, very good on gas as well, or petrol as we call it back home, but I've been living in Mexico for too long. They have fixed one thing that I'm really happy about, which is these are less plasticky and move easier than the last one, so you're not going to break your door handles, which is fantastic. And of course, this has rear electric windows. You've got your controls down here too, and you can control the mirrors electronically, unlike the last time, which is where you'd have to lean over to the passenger side to change that. So with that all being said, let's jump into the back and have a quick look at the space in there and see if that's improved over 2012 model, and if you want to carry passengers or not. So here in the back, actually, there's a lot less light because the windows are smaller and the back window is smaller. So as you can see by this, when I lean away, there's no light on this camera, which I could adjust, but I really couldn't give up. So apart from the lack of light, which is fine when the windows are down, the sunroof's open, sunroof works again, it's very important. There's a lot more leg room in this car than there is in the 2012. And I know I have the seat forward a lot, but there's a lot more here, even on this side as well. And there's more headroom. Because of the boxier shape of this car, there's a lot more headroom than on the last one, which is really, really nice. So yeah, pleasant place to be in the back. The middle, not as great, especially if you're chunky like myself, because the transmission tunnel's still here, but you know, it could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. And yes, the sunroof is actually a sunroof in this car, but you wouldn't know it from looking at the top because they've got the black roof the whole way over, so it just looks really, really slick. I really like this black and white contrast, and again, I really like all the LEDs, they look fantastic. And this one has the low lamps as well down the bottom, which are the only lights, as far as I'm aware, on this, which are not LEDs. So, looking good. This particular car also has keyless entry. This key does nothing other than reset the airbags, so no real use to it, but you know, keyless entry all the same. Now let's see if it does the same thing as the 2012, which I still think every car should have, and most new cars do. Oh yeah. And look at that sunroof close. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's take this thing out on the road. Feels really, really refined. These seats actually over a long time. This is one of the few cars in this range I find where the seats are incredibly comfortable. Even the headrests are perfectly positioned. There's tons of movement in the seat. A little bit of movement in the steering wheel if you need that as well. Everything is manually operated, obviously, but you know, there's enough movement there. Everything's easy to control when you're driving. The controls are on the steering wheel in this one, obviously, as I said, in the interior shots. But yeah, it's just a really, really nice place to be. I'd happily take this on a long journey. There's nothing that incredibly stands out about driving this car, which is perfect, because that's what people want when they're buying a small Super Mini or hatchback, or you know, whatever it is in this range. People are not buying these to be sporty or, you know, to have all the luxurious features. They're buying these to go from A to B. So yeah, because this is a VW range car, obviously it comes with sensors absolutely everywhere, and it's just told me that the pressure in one of the tires is down, and they're very, very specific. It told me it's in one of the 4 tires, so this should be easy to fix. So in terms of driving this thing, it's absolutely fantastic. Cannot fault it, other than there's nowhere to put my damn camera. So overall, this is a fantastic driving car. Suspension is firm, but not too firm where the new models are, where they're trying to be as sporty as possible. I feel like Seat has still left enough comfort in this, so it's a little bit more comfortable than the likes of, say, the sun's right in my face. But sure, check out this view. No, you can't, because I can't turn the camera around. Well, the sun's in my face, and I don't know what to say other than that, because I'm not sure where to say. I'm really, really glad I have a sunroof. Well, in terms of driving this thing, the sun's in my face, and that makes it really hard to tell you about driving this thing.